Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Sophie Ashley.
And I'm Marissa Langfon. Here's what's coming up in the programme today. A widespread internet outage has caused disruption after one of the largest cloud providers, Amazon Web Services, reported issues from one of its data centres. The issue began earlier this morning and popular sites such as Snapchat, Amazon, Lloyds Bank and the government-listed site HMRC went offline for several hours. An AWS spokesperson has said it's now been fully resolved, although their services might run a little bit slower than usual because of the backlog of requests from the morning. Our reporter Charlotte spoke to Paul Martin, an experienced IT director who's led teams at high street retailers such as Foot Asylum, JD Sport and Crew Clothing.
Wide impact on companies from the services that they provide to their end customers all the way through to services they may be using internally within their business, such as something as reporting or databases. They could lose access to that and lose information quite quickly. Probably a loss of revenue for some large retailers that are dependent on AWS, either for it runs their systems or they use systems that depend on AWS. Therefore, they may have lost transactions. That could be somebody's retail system, a POS solution, it could be the website itself, or it could be anything related to those particular areas that stop it taking a transaction. It can have a knock-on impact on the end consumers because it might be a while before systems are restored and they can get things back and running again. Therefore, customers may take longer to get orders and maybe more cancellations. Impact on teams like customer service where they're getting more phone calls due to issues on delays with orders or not being able to process orders through the system. So it usually takes a while before it normalises itself back out again.
Greater Manchester Police have issued a £50,000 reward for information on the unsolved murder of Julius Matera. Our reporter Nia Muchingisa was near the scene earlier today.
I'm here at Broughton Cricket and Rugby Club following the news of Greater Manchester Police offering the community of Salford a reward of £50,000 for information which will lead to the conviction of those responsible for murdering Julius Matera. In October 2023, Matera was tragically murdered in Salford by being stabbed to the neck. Despite friends and family saying that his murder has faded from public attention, and while no one has yet been charged, the investigating officers at Greater Manchester Police have reiterated that this case is very much open. They emphasise that they haven't given up and are continuing to follow leads. Police believe that Matera was either pushed or he fell, just behind me, and this is where his body was left unfound for 8 weeks.
Thank you for that, Nia. And now we're joined by our sports presenter, Georgina Bradley, who is here to talk about the Manchester Half Marathon.
Thanks, Marissa. Well, a record-breaking 28,000 people took to the streets of Manchester to take part in the annual Manchester Half Marathon, with a mixture of elite athletes, charity fundraisers, or first-time half marathon runners. The event brought energy and good vibes to the city. And today I'm joined by runner Amelia Husselby, who took on this year's half marathon for the very first time. Thanks for joining me today, Amelia.
My pleasure.
Can you just describe the atmosphere of the day? What was it like?
Honestly, the atmosphere was buzzing. It was so lively. You've got the crowds cheering you on. It was incredible, like nothing I've ever experienced before.
Yeah, and obviously like they've got signs for you.
Yeah.
Was there any music going on?
Yeah, so I feel like that really kept it going as well, because you had some people having like speakers and they had their music keeping you going and they cheer you on. You've got your little number and your name.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, go on Amelia. And then at one point they had like a DJ as you go under the bridge. So they had like DJ decks and like, you could listen to the music under like as you were running, so it was incredible.
And obviously 13.1 miles is a long way. What kept you motivated when you were struggling?
I think for me, I got like halfway through 10k and I was like, oh my goodness, I've got another 10k, 11k to go. But I ran with my friends, so I think that really helped as well, because we keep each other going. You've got everyone around you cheering you on, got the music, seeing family and friends as well. Like honestly, like everyone, I feel really like the whole way they're cheering you on and you're thinking, I'm going to get to the end, going to do it.
Look, there you are with your sign and your friends,
my friends
cheering you on. Obviously you ran for the Christie charity, you raised money. Why did you choose to run for the Christie?
So the Christie charity is a bit like close to my heart in general anyways. but a lot of my family friends as well, it's close to them as well. So when I saw that that was one of the charities I could run for, it was a no-brainer really. I was like, I'm definitely going to do it. And also I feel like that gave me a lot of motivation to do it, because I was like, I've raised the money now. I raised £250, and so I was like, it's really like kept you going, because even when you hit that slum at like 10k, I was like, no, keep going, get to the end. But yeah.
Do you have any advice that you would give to anybody that's thinking, oh, I might run the half marathon, but I'm a bit unsure?
I think just go for it. Like, you don't even have to be running like a runner to do it. You can walk it. We had people like in funny little costumes walking it. I think some people like did it in a wheelchair. Like, you can literally, like, no matter your ability, you can do it. And you get a medal at the end of it.
Gorgeous.
So, it's definitely worth it. And like, I would never have thought I would do it, let alone do it in the time that I did it. Like, I couldn't believe it.
What time did you do it in?
An hour 49 officially.
Oh, speedy.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, that pace was like unheard of for me. But yeah.
Do you think the crowd got you through that to make you go faster?
Yeah, and like the adrenaline as well, and they give you like little boosts halfway around. You've got kids like saying have some sweets on the way around. Like, it was insane. Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, thanks for joining me today, Amelia. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that lovely story, Georgina, and for Amelia for joining us today in the studio.
Greater Manchester Police will be using their new facial recognition surveillance vans for the first time tomorrow as the national rollout of the technology continues. Here's Alfie McCulhey.
Facial recognition vans may become more familiar to people across England and Wales as the Home Office continues with its nationwide rollout, and Manchester is next in line. The vans feature a series of roof-mounted cameras that compare detected faces to those of known criminals stored on their database.
10 new camera vans are being rolled out across England and Wales over the next few months after successful trials in London and in Cardiff. Greater Manchester Police are getting 2 of those vans, and the first deployment will be here in Sale Town Centre tomorrow.
Over the last year, the vans have helped London's Metropolitan Police to make 580 arrests, including 52 registered sex offenders who'd breached their conditions. Whilst the Met seem happy with the results, some see it as an infringement of civil liberties, with the campaign group Big Brother Watch saying the scheme was a significant expansion of the surveillance state and that it was alarming. The vans themselves will be easy to spot, and deployments will be advertised online a week in advance, and the GMP says that flyers will be distributed in areas currently under surveillance. They're expected to be used most often in crowded public places with a high footfall, like football matches or concerts. Alfie McCulhey, Quays News, in Sale.
A new sports and social venue has just opened its doors at the waterfront at Media City. T Club is a golf venue that includes over 450 courses through its TrackMan simulator. However, many say golf is an expensive sport and the venue cannot guarantee to make the sport more accessible. Jonathan Halverson has more.
This is what the new TrackMan golf simulator looks like at the waterfront of Salford Quays. Opening last week, making it the newest addition to Salford Quays. Behind me is the newest sports and social venue here at Media City in Salford. It's called T Club. Golf lovers can play over 450 different courses. The owner says as well it's for amateurs and beginners as well, so everyone can enjoy golf at Media City indoors. I spoke to Nick Holmes, the founder of T Club.
Vision was to create an indoor golf club. We wanted to try and have something that's available all year round. There's obviously frustration when we get to winter, and golf tends to end in Manchester October, November time. Hopefully people come all year round. It becomes more a club. It's not just somewhere you come in for a night out. We want that. We want people to come for a night out. But hopefully we can create that environment, that culture within the club. I'm local. I'm Worsley, North Manchester way, so I'm aware of Media City. It's a beautiful place to be. The location of the unit was really important, and to get on the waterfront here, it's really beautiful. The view out of that window will never get old. It's really nice.
Well, it looks incredible. They've done such an amazing job, and it's so great to have somewhere so close to Media City to be able to kind of in walking distance to be able to wander over. So we're all based at ITV, and I know that some of my colleagues will be disappearing at lunchtime to try and find the way here, and I'll be wondering where they are at 2 o'clock.
However, golf is an expensive sport, and the founder admits that T Club is not here to make it more accessible for everyone. Some people might say that golf is quite an expensive sport to do. How can you make it more accessible for more people?
It is expensive, and you know, we're not going to be the cheapest option for people to come to. We're trying to create obviously a space where people can come in groups and socialise. So as a group they can split the cost. We've got clubs for hire, so they can make use of the clubs that we've got on site. They don't need to invest in their own. They can, you know, just pick it up here and get going, you know, get started. Maybe have a lesson and away they go.
Jonathan Halvorsen, Quays News.
Now, Betfred could have to face shutting all 1,287 of their high street stores if Labour MP Rachel Reeves increases taxes on gambling firms, with founder Fred Dunn stating it's a losing business.
If it went up to that sort of level, it doesn't even need to go up to 50%. If it went up to anywhere like 40% or even 35%, there is no profit in the business. My business is a losing business.
We have our reporter Liam Dolan here in the studio with us to tell us more. So Liam, what will be some of the impacts of this tax hike?
Well, one of the impacts would be the shutting of the high street stores, but that also comes with people losing their jobs. And in that interview, which we saw a clip from, Fred Dunn did come out and say that apparently 7,500 people's jobs are going to be at risk from them shutting them stores. But Dunn also further stated in the interview that these tax rises are also one of the biggest threats to the gambling industry in over 57 years.
Rachel Reeves is thinking of bringing these tax increases in. What made her want to implement these?
Well, Reeves was encouraged to increase these taxes by former Prime Minister Gordon Brown, with the plans being set to be used to try and reduce child poverty in the UK. With the Institute of Public Policy Research estimating that additional taxes as high as 50% are going to bring in £3.2 billion.
However, it's not only Betfred who are planning to shut their stores if this tax hike is brought in, is it? So who else is planning on shutting their stores?
Well, other gambling stores are probably going to shut down as well, with which I've seen, such as William Hill and Paddy Power are also facing closing their stores, with Paddy Power coming out and saying that they are estimated to close 57 shops across the UK and the Republic of Ireland.
Thanks, Liam. That was a great story there.
The Rugby League Ashes is finally back after 22 years. Starting this Saturday, England will be taking on Australia over 3 consecutive weekends. The two sides haven't played each other since a competitive match in 2017, which saw Australia beat England with a 6-0 win. Our reporter Molly Horton went down to Robin Park today to watch the England players depart for Wembley.
There's hundreds of fans behind me waiting for their favourite England hero to make an appearance. The England squad, what includes players such as Jack Welsby, Herbie Farnworth and Mikey Lewis, are all getting ready to head down to Wembley today for their first game in the Ashes series against Australia. This will be the first time in more than 20 years the two sides will face each other in this competition. England are hosting the visitors on 3 consecutive weekends, the first being on the 25th of October at Wembley Stadium, following by a game at Everton's Hill Dickinson Stadium, and finally a game at Leeds Rhinos Headingley Stadium. The fans here could not wait for it.
Come on, England! 1, 2, 3. Come on, England!
We can't wait for the Ashes series. Yay! Come on, England!
Come on, England!
Well, the players are on the way now, and it's going to be a tough test for him as they're facing arguably some of the best players in the world, with the likes of fullback Reece Walsh and halfback Nathan Cleary in that Aussie side. It's definitely going to be an exciting few weeks of rugby league.
Very excited.
Molly Horton, Quays News.
Manchester City Council has recently announced a multi-million-pound regeneration plans for Piccadilly Gardens. The plan comes after years of complaints and conversation over the space's appearance. Councillor Bev Craiger says, "We want Piccadilly Gardens to be a space for Mancunians are proud of once again, and that's what we are determined to do." Our reporter Georgina has more to expect from the revamp.
Here I am at Piccadilly Gardens, a controversial space in the heart of Manchester. Over the years, Piccadilly Gardens has gained a reputation for antisocial behaviour and a lack of exciting scenery. However, the Manchester City Council has recently unveiled plans to make changes to the space. The £25 million revamp is set to begin after this year's Christmas markets end. The regeneration's first phase is expected to take 12 months after it begins, and the council plan to introduce a greener space by getting rid of the fountains and adding in more trees and flowers. They also want to make it a safer space by adding better lighting and also upgrading the CCTV in the area. With the hope that Piccadilly Gardens will re-embrace its name and represent a more accessible and vibrant space, these regeneration plans offer an exciting future for the Manchester City Centre. Georgina Gonzalez, Quays News.
Are you one of the thousands currently watching Big Brother? If so, you'll be pleased to hear our reporter Will Upton had an exclusive interview with Cameron Barnes. Cameron, who is from Bolton, was evicted last week and gave us an insight into Big Brother behind the scenes and what life has been like since leaving the house.
How are you feeling since leaving the house?
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. It's like you go in absolutely nobody, and I'm just like a tall idiot from Bolton. I come out, I'm still that tall idiot from Bolton, just with a bit more, recognition.
How do they reach out to you? Do you get like a letter in the mail that's got like a really cryptic eye on it or something?
That's it. One of the first ones I was getting wrong, and if I don't have the phone number in my phone, I can never use answer. I was thinking it's either, and I think get in the bin. And it kept ringing me. I just ignored it, and then it was a voicemail saying like, "Oh, it's this person from yada yada." I was like, "Oh." I'm gonna have to answer this.
Yeah.
Answered it, and then the rest is history.
One of the more controversial housemates was George. He got evicted for some pretty controversial stuff, and so I saw that you said that the reaction from just the whole house was quite surprised. Could you go into...
So when you get woke up in the house, it's just like a massive floodlight comes on, and there's an alarm going off, and you get woke up, you think, what is going on here? And then that morning, for some reason, no alarm went off, and then you just heard, like, can George come to the diary room? That was the last we saw of him.
I saw you're also, you were an MMA?
Coach down at Grapple Clinic in Farnworth.
Did you get to bring any of that sort of stuff into the house?
There was a few bits, I don't know if it got heard, but it was like, having a few grapples in the house, and, people always want to try and, test it. It's just fun.
Who would you like to win?
For me, I want Tate to win. No, he's a great lad. Was very close in the house as well. Was like, brothers in arm. But yeah, if I had to choose one winner, I want Tate to bring the bag home.
And that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in to Quays News.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Goodbye.